Hello all, J-Dude here. Glad to have you back for another episode of The Jammin' Dude Show. Again, my co-host, the Black Russian. It's the end of another wonderful weekend here in the Jammin' Dude household, and I'm especially happy because I appear to be back to regular full-time employment, and I could not be happier. It appears that the dark times of being in and out of work may be behind me now. But that's not what I came here to talk to you about. First off, we're going to get rid of this hole in the wall over here. My wife got me this really cool sign about Seahawks Man Cave fan cave rules. So I'm not going to spend my time reading them all to you, but I just thought it was really cool. One of them has to do with only drinking beer, but of course here on the Jammin' Dude Show we make exceptions for Yvonne Jackson. So we're going to put this right up here. Look at that. Perfect. Always ready for Seahawk games. And also wanted to show you my really cool, I didn't get a chance to show this off last time, my Between the Buried and Me concert t-shirt. This is probably one of the coolest concert t-shirts I have ever owned. I'm getting to the point where I no longer like white, where I only like white concert t-shirts anymore. I'm sick of black. One day I looked at my closet and all my concert t-shirts were all black. And the J-Dude really hates it when things start to become uniform and predictable. So I decided that I really needed a change and I wanted to mix it up a little bit. So now I look for any concert shirt that is not black. Tired of black. Maybe I'm just not that angry anymore. Anyway, time to get to this week's review. It took me a while even to figure out how to pronounce this name. I had to look it up on dictionary.com. Effloresce. That is how dictionary.com said it was pronounced. So, I do not have a physical copy of this album, but I was sent some MP3s of this album, which actually came out back in 2012. It's by Effloresce. It's called Coma Ghosts. And how I missed this, I don't know, man. Maybe I was just in a cloud off somewhere. It's been a pretty dramatic couple of years. But I have to say that one of the things that I love about doing this show now is that I've got people sending me all this new stuff. There's nothing I love more than music. Come on, I'm exaggerating a little. I love hearing new music. I love hearing bands that I had previously maybe glossed over or missed. Because let's face it, there's a lot of stuff out there. And it's easy for something to blow by you when you're trying to keep up just with what your favorite bands are doing. But this album, Coma Souls, out of Germany, wow, just couldn't get enough of it. Sometimes I have to force my way through 5 spins. With this one, it was no effort at all. I'm going to keep going back for this one. Really fantastic balance of the harsh and the harmony. I love it when bands are dynamic along that line. I don't like it when things get monotonous. Look back to my black t-shirt comment. Because you can really fall into a rut. When I was a teenager and into my early 20s, I went on a straight death metal kick where I listened to nothing but death metal. And at a certain point, I really just got sick of it. It wasn't going anywhere. And everything was all just one tone, and the growling didn't vary enough. And I need more things to keep it interesting. There were a few bands doing something different, but eventually I just really got out of it. There was too much same old going on. But I don't mind harsh vocals. And that's who I really want to pay the biggest compliment to in this band, is female vocalist Nikki Weber. What an amazing talent she is. And it's not her range necessarily that makes it. She's not like Tarja from Nightwish, but it's her choices in her harmonies. She knows emotionally what will pack the biggest punch. She knows when to sing melodies, and she knows when to shriek her harsh death growls. And it really brings the biggest emotional punch to the table because she knows what to do and what not to do. Also, her vocal phrasings, which, if any, remind me a little bit of John Arch. You know how John Arch will take these really odd phrasings and work them into the music, and I really think Nikki does a fantastic job. I saw a post at one of the forums from one of the other band members that Nikki does write all of her own vocal melodies, and I just give a big shout out to Nikki Weber. I'm just a big fan of what she chooses to do emotionally, rhythmically, and harmonically with her vocals. But all of that would be moot if it weren't for the great songs. And I haven't looked into it enough to see who's doing most of the writing. I don't know if it's a band effort or one of the guitar players, but I do know Dave Mola on guitar, Chris Steingen also on guitar. They're currently looking for a bass player, but the bass on this album, I believe, was played by Sebastian Ott, and the drummer, Toby. I'm horrible with German last names, so forgive me for not even trying. But everybody puts in really good performances on this album, but it's the writing that brings it all together. The album starts off with a song called Crib, which is a great introduction to the album. I almost get flavors of the overture from Dream Theater's Scenes from a Memory, but there's a real drive to this album straight out of the gate. We go then into a 10-minute epic, Spectre Part 1, Zoria's Dawn, really hoping there will be a Part 2 on the upcoming album, which I've heard is in process. Pavement Canvas. Now, Pavement Canvas is the one that immediately just hooked me and just said, this is going to be a keeper. The chorus on Pavement Canvas is amazing. This is where Nikki really uses her vocals to the full. The chorus on Pavement Canvas, going back and forth from the shrieks to the harmonies, it's really the best of both worlds in one song. Undercoat is more of an interlude of sorts before we go into the very Opeth-esque Swimming Through Deserts, which I was really impressed with as well. When I first heard about this band, people were saying that it kind of had an Opeth, Porcupine Tree vibe to it, like the sort of the darker side of Opeth, maybe like Opeth's earlier material. At first, I wasn't really hearing it, but on Swimming Through Deserts, it really began to get me along those lines where you kind of get the creepy, dark, but still very doomy and heavy and melodic metal, and really a highlight of the album there. And even after 5 spins, Shut Eye Wanderer, which is the closing 16-minute epic, is still growing on me. So I'm still getting to know this album. I'm hearing so much good stuff lately that it's hard to process it all. I thank all of you who have sent me music to listen to. I'm just one of those guys where I tend to just focus on stuff I like. So I'm not going to be one of those reviewers that's going to take someone's hard work and then dump all over it. If I don't like something, chances are I'm not even going to bother. Just because I think that I can bring more peace into the world by just going by the old adage that if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. But it generally doesn't tend to be that big of a problem with me because I just love music so much. Anytime someone pours their heart and soul and their blood, sweat, and tears into their work, it usually comes across in a way that I can resonate with. Effloresce has done such a fantastic job here with Comagos, and I know that this one's not going to be leaving my CD player for a while, so I urge you all to check it out. I'm going to be posting a link to their website. They do have a new album coming out soon. It's my understanding that they're starting to toss around some ideas and record a few things, so probably look for a new album from them, and I'm only speculating here, sometime in mid-2014 maybe. Maybe the band can post and correct me on that. But I'm looking forward to great things from them. I really hope that they can come stateside, and if you guys ever make it to the Seattle area, you can bet I'll be there. So, great album from Effloresce. Comagos, check it out. Really giving it the thumbs up, and as always, the dude abides. Keep coming back, and we'll see you next time on the Jammin' Dude Show.